Hi, and welcome back to It's Not Rocket Science, 5 questions over coffee. I'm delighted today to be joined by Tiago Faria. I hope I pronounced that correctly, Tiago. I'm sure
That's
you'll
awesome.
correct
That's
me if
perfect.
I'm wrong. We have in front of us our drinks. Tiago, as you can see, is drinking a nice mug. Is it coffee, Tiago?
It's coffee. Yeah, it's coffee indeed.
It's
In
coffee.
a, in a nice Belarusian mug
Ah,
from my
oh,
wife.
oh,
My
oh,
wife.
wow. I'm having a very healthy cup of water with some lime in it. So we're starting well. I've got to keep my voice going. I had a cold over a couple of days, but delighted to be welcoming you, Tiago. You're a business mentor, coach, helping people in the results outcome help community. So I'm delighted to welcome you today to this and to talk about the work and the way in which you help people to achieve what they're trying to achieve. So welcome to It's Not Rocket Science, 5 questions over coffee.
Thank you, Stuart. It's a true pleasure to be here, and I'm looking forward to these 5 questions. They look very fun.
Well, let's start with a nice easy one. So who is the customer that you are trying to help? What's the problem that they've got that you're trying to help them to solve?
Yeah. So my ideal customer is, so as you said, someone that works in the help industry, as some people call it, which is simply people that help others get some results, some specific result, or solve some specific problem, like coaches, mentors, consultants, even service providers. But those that are focused on profound transformation, so that they charge a premium for it. So high ticket these people who are working in that area, and usually the people that I work with are. Most of their business usually comes from passive word of mouth referrals, and they're kind of worried that those might dry out at some point, and
Mm.
they're a bit tired of the anxiety of starting every month from zero. And then so they've been trying to resort into some kind of a digital marketing strategies, and so they've been trying to publish daily content. They hired some ad hoc freelancers, bought some digital marketing courses, but somehow nothing really seems to be bringing qualified leads in a consistent basis. And also they've been bombarded by the internet gurus, sending them very complex, confusing strategies. And so they feel that losing their time, they're getting exhausted, and because of the lack of consistent results, like just here and there, but nothing consistent. And that's their biggest
Consistency
challenge.
is a consistency is a problem because most of us in these sort of fields find that we sort of go through these feast and famine, don't we? We have a period when we have a lot of work, we're very busy, but we then don't get around to doing the thinking about what we need to do for the next period, and then suddenly the work dries up, and you look around and think, well, where's all the work going to come from now? So that consistency is a really important message, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's the what keeps us going, right? And and if we
Yeah.
don't reach that specific level, it's hard for us to keep motivated. And then some people just just quit because, okay, this is not bringing exactly what I wanted. I tried so many things, nothing works, and it's a very easy trap to go into, this kind of chasing the shiny objects. Like, this strategy seems more complex and a faster button, right? I'm gonna try this. Well, I didn't work immediately. I'm gonna try a completely different thing, and it's a trap that you get involved in, and it's very hard to get out of. And I was one of
Yeah.
those cases.
So, what is it that you think that most of these people that you help have done before they turn to what you try to do to help them, Tiago? What are the mistakes they've made? What are the things they've tried to do which haven't necessarily worked for them?
Yeah. So the main thing that I was also guilty myself, and most people that I talk to still have this tendency, is to try to help everyone. They
Mm,
position themselves as like a coach or a, I don't know, consultant, and they're not very specific in terms of who they actually help. And they just keep accepting anyone that just pays them money, right? So that's my niche is whoever pays me. And this is problematic because number one, if you're too generic, no one actually resonates with your message, so it's hard for you to communicate, and then to even to sell it. You're basically trying to. I have a view here of a river, Tagus River in Lisbon. It's like you're like using a huge fish net with huge holes to try to capture all the fish in this river, but then all of them go through the net, right? And you end up just catching one or two, by chance. Versus if you try to capture I forgot how to say, like a group of specific fish that that share the same species of fish, and then you just use a shorter fish net and you capture all of them. Like, that's the difference of the approach, because you actually know exactly who you're serving, and your message will resonate. They will feel attracted to you because you know them more than better than anyone else. and that's the way to go. But that's one of the main issues is trying to help everyone. And then because you try to help everyone, it creates a problem for yourself because you'll just accept anyone. And then most of the times that person might not be your ideal client. You might not be able to help them as much as you can, the best you can. Or you attract people that you cannot actually help. And then it's a problem because they pay you money. You cannot generate results. You won't get testimonials. They'll be unhappy. And in this industry, the results industry, where we are, it's a problematic, and it's not a place that you will like to be on. And then, so the second mistake that I feel that is a trap we fall into is to invest in ads without having a proven offer, something that you already proven that works consistently, that you can generate results consistently, that people resonate with, that it's easy to sell, easy to deliver. And you also don't have a proven lifetime value of your clients. Like you don't have, you solve one problem, but then you have another solution for the new problems that you create. So you don't have the lifetime value of the client calculated, which is a problem for you to when you invest in ads, because you don't know exactly how much you can spend on ads. You don't have a proven funnel that will make it all work. So when you're at the beginning stages, using ads is like pouring gas on a pile of sticks, like Miles Beckler says. And you just get a wet pile of sticks, right? Nothing will happen because there was no flame, there was nothing to combust, and that flame is usually the proven offer, an offer that works, that consistently works. So it's another trap that many people make.
You're so right, Tiago, and I love the way that you're putting it, because I've often said this with customers when I speak to major businesses. I work with some very, very big customers, and even the big businesses. When you turn around and say, who's your ideal customer, they'll often turn around and say, well, we can serve anyone. And it's not true. You can't serve anyone. It's just not possible. And
you can sell to anyone, but
it's a waste. And you're right that by trying to serve too many people, you don't end up with those hyper happy, very satisfied customers who will then be prepared to go out and become your ambassadors, who will preach to the rest of the world about just what a wonderful service you do. And if you can target individuals, even down to sort of the right person within an organization, who will then become the most satisfied customer you can, they will end up being the best advert that you can. And with that proven offer, with a solution, and I've often said this to people. I was talking to somebody not so long ago, and I said, they told me they hated selling, and I said, well, stop selling. And they said, well, what do you mean? How will I get customers? And I said, start helping. If you have a proven offer, which is a solution to a problem, find the person with the problem, and don't say, can I help you sell it? Reach across to them and say, would you like help solving your problem? And if you've got the solution to their problem, they will ask to buy it from you. And so it becomes much easier to work with your customers if you've got something you know will solve their problem. You know they've got a problem, and then you just reach out and say, can I help? And they will buy from you if you have got the right solution. And so often people look at you as if to say, I don't even know how to find those people. But it starts with knowing what the problem is that you're solving, and knowing that your solution is the solution for that problem.
Yeah, absolutely. You really are only as good as your clients will allow you to be, right?
Absolutely.
If you don't generate results, you're in trouble.
Absolutely.
It's not a long-term way to have a business. You really have to focus on bringing only the right people, the ones that you feel that I can easily transform this person. She has all the motivation, the skills, the resources. That makes everyone's lives easier. And we rarely focus on that, right? We're constantly focusing on new clients, cold audiences, selling, sell. And disregard this part of, okay, but what about the results? What about the transformations and the testimonials and case studies and etc.? It's a problem. Yeah.
What a great message, Tiago. I know you have an offer, and that is a free call. Should anybody want to have to understand a little bit more about what you can to help it, and just tell me, I believe this is the URL they can reach in order to have that free call with you. Tiago, that's TIAGOFARIA.pt/call. Tiago, what happens during that call? How long does it take, and what is it you're trying to help your clients do when you speak to them?
Yeah, so it usually takes half an hour. I love to, first of all, I love to meet new people in this industry. It's just super interesting for me, and of course, I like to have make a couple of questions just to understand the goals, the objectives, what I've been trying to do before that didn't work, and I try to understand what are the current assets, because my anti-marketing method is based on you don't need anything else other than what you already have in your current world, like your current contacts, audience, and network, to have a very fun, sustainable, to grow a very fun, sustainable business. So we try to look at, okay, what are your current contacts? How many clients you've had before? What is the size of your audience? And then I can calculate, okay, I think we have here something to work on. Because if we have past clients, if you have past leads that you've worked with, that's usually the starting point for my strategy. And it's actually something that I can share now that is a valuable free action that the audience could implement, which is, so like we talked in initially, choose a very specific niche, right? The person, the problem you try to solve. And then you simply reach out to your current network of past clients, past leads, even your audience, network you have around you. And you simply interview people, 5 to 10 people that you feel are very well suited for your niche. And you ask them questions like about their symptoms. What are the main obstacles? What do they feel? What have they been trying to do that doesn't work? What do they actually wish to achieve? Because simply by the fact that you're interviewing people in your niche, you will collect the emotional words, the actual feelings that people have, that later you can use to create your offer. If you reflect exactly what the market wants and needs, it will be so much easier to sell. To create something that they will actually want to buy now, right? That's so key for us to create offers, because we're so ingrained, and we usually stay in our head, and we think we create something, now people have to buy it. And we should invert that process. And you'll find out very easy that everyone loves to give their opinion, their feedback. And if it's a short call, it's an easy yes for them for you to interview. And you get lots of wins out of this simple exercise. You craft an offer around that. You go back to them and you can say, hey, I just created this offer that solves the problem you told me you had. What do you think about it? You can actually start selling immediately there. And then for people that say yes, you sell it to them. For people that don't want it or don't need it, you can also ask, but you know anyone else who would be interested in this? And so you create here a network of referrers, and which is perfect.
Absolutely fantastic. Spot on advice, Tiago. I love the value you give there. It is so simple to implement, and just as you say, reaching out to somebody and just saying, can we spend 15 minutes just so that I can understand your problem, so that I can work out ways. You can even do a networking event that you're attending today. Just, when you're handing over your business card, just say to them, what's the major problem that you're facing at the moment in growing your practice? And if somebody turns around and gives you just 2 or 3 sentences, use those sentences, use those words to sort of craft your offer, and then you can put them into those ads that you were talking about, can't you, Tiago? If you're currently facing this problem, people will resonate with that, because those are the words that they are themselves using. Once again, you've solved two problems with one conversation.
You become a copywriter. Yeah, it's amazing.
Thank you. Tiago, what is it that is there a book or a program, a course, something like that, which brought you to the understanding of your, and I love the words, the anti-marketing method? What was it that helped you form that?
Absolutely. I got it right here with me. It's a book by Mr. J. Abraham, Getting Everything You Can Out of All You've Got. And that's last sentence that inspired me. All you've got. So what do we have around us, right? And it talks a lot about this, reaching out to past clients, to your network, creating referral programs, proactive, and incentivizing people to refer you and become your sales team. It talks about lots of things that are super interesting, like the basis of marketing and sales, like the timeless strategies, like the 3 ways to grow a business, the lifetime value, creating an irresistible offer that is so crucial with the help of people around you, networking, referral. So this book is really gold. It's like all his brain, most of his brain is here. And it's a very underrated book. I think I haven't seen it that much. But I definitely advise.
J. Abraham is such a good author, such a font of knowledge in this area, isn't he?
Absolutely, I really love him, and I consume everything he sends out.
Yeah, absolutely. So we kind of reached the 5th question of my 5, and this is my simple one, because and up until now I've had to be thinking of the questions, and now what I want to do is suggest that perhaps there's a question that I haven't thought of that you would like me to ask you, and obviously once you've given me the question that you want me to ask, you'll have to answer it. So this is where I sit back and sort of relax a bit whilst you're doing all the work. So what's that question that I should have asked that you've not been given so far, and what is that answer, Tiago?
Yeah, Stuart, it's an amazing question. I was thinking about it. We sent it before, and it's something I would love that someone told me before when I was starting out. It would save me a ton of headaches. Which is a question that almost nobody asks, which is how to go on when nothing is working. Like when things go wrong, when when clients are upset, when you do some tests and it doesn't work, a campaign doesn't work. Like how do you go by and how do you not quit suddenly and then start doing crazy things and reactive and go to shiny objects? That's like a super important question. And I thought here of a simple process that we could think about, that at least I did it for myself, and probably it will work with someone else, which is, first of all, with my mentor. I worked with my mentor, and he told me, okay, let's create a vision. A vision is so important to have something clear in your mind, where you're going, why you're doing what you're doing, how would your life be like after the storm, right? So know exactly where you're going. It keeps you immune to distractions, to accidents, to, I don't know, it just keeps you going. It's super important. And then gain skills of actually I've learned with Jim Rohn you should work harder on yourself than on your business. So that's something to keep in mind all the time. So I practiced myself to start becoming outcome independent. So no matter what happens, I'm going to keep doing what I have planned. If it doesn't work immediately, it's fine. Just keep going. And also how to remain calm. This is also super important because things will happen. Crap will happen for sure in the business, in entrepreneurship. It will always does. So if you train yourself to become calm and not reactive all the time that something bad happens, things become much easier. And how do you do that to remain calm? So you have a vision. We should also have a simple plan, a very simple plan, like the strategy I just share here, and something that you do daily, no matter what. Very simple steps, like 3 things you do in a day: 1 for marketing, 1 for sales, 1 for delivery of your services or whatever. And if you stick to it, a simple plan that that you can do, that you don't stretch yourself too thin, and you're consistent, no matter what happens, usually things start working, and the compound effect takes place, and you will reach your goals faster than you expected.
I've just put on screen, Tiago, a question that's come in from LinkedIn, which is Paul Byrne, who said, "Isn't a consultant just someone who borrows your watch to tell you the time?" And I think you were addressing some of what Paul is talking about with that last comment. And it's true that very often we, as coaches, consultants, mentors, end up telling somebody what they already know. They know they should have a simple, structured plan to their day, that they should spend X amount of time working on their marketing. They should be spending time doing those things. The problem is that very often, despite the fact they've got the watch, they're not looking at it because there's so much going on around them. So the advantage of the outside help, that somebody comes in from outside to sit beside that business owner, that coach, and just remind them of what they're supposed to be doing. It takes away their busyness. It takes away their focus from the day-to-day struggle that they have, and reminds them that they've got the watch on their wrist. They need to look at their watch. I object to the consultants who take the watch away. I prefer to leave the watch very definitely with the business owner, but just remind them to look at it and spend time thinking. I think too many consultants have in the past removed the agency from the business owner and said, "I'll do that for you." But in actual fact, our job is to help them to do it themselves. I don't know what you think.
Yeah, I think the key word here for coaches, consultants, etc., is remain your clients accountable. I think that's all we do, because all information is already available. You can just YouTube, Google everything. There's nothing new that you can create nowadays. It's mostly the fact that you keep the person accountable. You unlock when she has some issue. You keep her focused, like you said, like focused on the 3 things you should do today, or whatever is the 80-20 that actually brings results, and keep them from all the distractions that come about the day. And it's actually that we're just accountability coaches, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. Tiago, I think it's been a fascinating discussion. I thank you so much for spending a few minutes with us. I would just now direct people, excuse me, bit of a frog. I send out a newsletter each week telling you about the person that's going to come on and talk to us on this call each week. And if you'd like to get from me an email which just points out who's going to be on, so that you could join the call like Paul and just ask questions that you would like to, the link to do that is on screen now. It's https://link.thecompleteapproach.co.uk/newsletter. That's link.thecompleteapproach.co.uk/newsletter. Get on there, join the newsletter list, and then it's available. You'll get notification each week about who's coming onto the call and how to join. Tiago, thank you so much for spending a few minutes with us today. I will just remind you, if you've got questions, don't hesitate to post them in the chat at the end of this. Tiago and I can then come on and answer those questions. And if you need to speak to Tiago, obviously he's available. Tiago, thank you so much for spending a few minutes with us. Really appreciate it. I wish you the very best in what you're doing. I think you've said some really interesting things. And I look forward to catching up with you again soon.
Thank you so much, Stuart. It was a true pleasure, and I hope someone takes something out of this conversation today.
I'm sure they will. Thank you.